What's up guys, this is SanchoWest and this is my 2018 gaming setup video. You guys have been asking for it for years and finally I got the privilege to do this for you guys, and I really do appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me throughout the entire year. I kind of wish that we kind of did a setup video for earlier stuff because it would be cool to see the progression. Now I did find this old school video that I will pop up right before I show you everything to show you that it's not where you start, it's not where you start, it's where you end up. It's all about the journey. So one thing as well before we get into video is I want to let you guys know is this video is sponsored by Elgato. So shout out to Elgato, the first ever channel sponsor, and they are sponsoring this video. Now before I would get a little bit further, I want to let you guys know that everything that you see here though is I purchased this before I was sponsored Elgato. I've always believed in Elgato, and a hidden fact about it, the whole entire channel that you guys have been enjoying is all started thanks to my awesome wife who bought me my first Elgato product, which was the Elgato game capture card, the HD, that old school one, that USB 2.0. Woo! We've come a long way is the point that I'm trying to say. And so shout out to her. And also I'm gonna hopefully start someone else's career out there because I will be doing a giveaway for an Elgato HD S60 capture card. So someone out there could get their whole thing started just like I did, and hopefully that someone is you. All right. Now, I've been making a lot of content in this back house. This back house is dear and near to my heart. It allows me to be rambunctious and loud and as crazy as possible. As my wife says, it allows me to be a soccer commentator as loud as I can be. Now, we're gonna change that in about this weekend. I'm moving out of this, so this will be more of a retrospect in years to come when we get to see how everything shakes out. Who knows, the gaming setup will change as always. Before we show you everything though, I wanna let you guys know one thing. Do not simply just get everything. If you're new, don't get everything that I have here thinking that it's going to make you who you are as a content creator. Equipment should always just be an extension of about what you do, right? It's not the equipment does not make the streamer. So if you're just starting out, start off slow. Let me show you the picture right now of my gaming setup. As you can see, I had a cardboard LED setup with that is actually the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti was actually really good at the time. It's in one of those USB condenser mics, but I did use it with XLRs. It was an XLR setup, and that was my setup, but that was my second setup. The setup before that was a snowball mic and a cardboard like insulated thing to be soundproof, and wow, that was something. That was crazy because I was streaming and making content on a MacBook. So it's not about where you begin, it's where you're going. So don't have to get everything, don't get pressured into anything. Just slowly build your rig or your setup as slowly as possible. Budget, be very, very smart with your budget because you don't want to burn yourself out. Okay, all right, let's check it out. Here she is. The corner of my back house has been dedicated to all the good times, and the way we're gonna do this video is we're gonna start from the top of everything, going all the way down to the bottom floor with all the PCs and whatnot. This right here, this guy is the Elgato green screen. Now the Elgato green screen has been an amazing addition to my stream setup, has been an amazing addition to everything that I do because it is a space saver. And if you're in a relationship, your significant other does not want to see your ugly equipment all over the place. And this green screen, what really cool is about it is this right here. I haven't done squats in a long time, but it allows you to basically put it away nice and simple. Boom, you pack it up and you're good to go. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. The thing that I had before, you would not be amazed. You'd be crazy to see. I had a T-bar, right, from a DJ stand, and tied to that T-bar was a pop-up green screen. And that pop-up green screen was, you guys might have it. It's a cowboy green screen where it has blue and green on one side. My wife would be like, get all this stuff out of here, because I would just take over all the floor space. And what's cool about this capture, the Elgato green screen, is that it just negates all of that right there. And it's built very, very tough and everything. And I really do enjoy it. Now, the one thing that when it comes to streaming as well is where you're gonna stream. And that could be a challenge, especially for your sound. Now, as you can see here, very, 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 very like cavernous, right? It's a very, very cavernous place, and I was always worried about it. And you'll hear it here, the echo. It's a little bit, it's bouncing all over the place. But on my streaming, what I'll explain with my streaming microphone, it kind of negates all that, and that's what's really cool. But I enjoy it here. I mean, this is where our laundry room is. We kind of did a major renovation and we added the loft. This is right here, the bathroom. As you can see, it's like really crazy close to it. It allows me to really jump in. A lot of people are like, how did you like be able to sneak out and really quick to go to the bathroom? It's like literally right there. So it's full of boxes right now because like I said, we're about to move. So let's get into the rest of the stuff, which is this rig. All right, let's start with the top, which is the light source. This is a ring light that you can find on Amazon for about $80. I'll do my best in the description down below to put all the stuff that I have, but this is a ring light. Like I said, you can get it from Amazon for $80. It does have this little plastic thing right here that essentially dilutes the light source so it won't be blinding you the entire time. I think that was separate. The main thing you want in your whole setup, if you're going to be a streamer, is light. Lighting is so important. You could set up your stream in front of a window. You get that nice natural sunlight as well, but sometimes you definitely do need light assistance. It will make your camera, your webcam could look really nice, or you don't want to dilute the quality of your nice camera with bad lighting. So I highly recommend this. Is okay. I mean, it keeps it nice and streamlined. Most people have like 2 key lights going left and right. You can also bounce a desktop light off the wall. That's always a good solution as well. So that is the ring light right there. The light to my beautiful face. Now these guys right here are the Asus monitors. This one is my 60 hertz monitor. I mainly use it a lot for console gaming, and this is a 144 hertz monitor. They're both sharing 2 different tower PCs, different inputs, the DisplayPort and DVI. But the reason why you want to get, in terms of my advice when it comes to monitor, get a monitor that has 1 millisecond, not 100 milliseconds, 100 millisecond, because the latency between the two would be very nice. And you want to get something that's very small. I think these are like 26, 24 inches. Obviously that one's a little bit bigger, but 26 inches, simply because the more you sit down to it, you could kind of just see everything a little bit clearer. And if it was like this, like something like this, right, this big massive screen, and this is, I think, a plasma. This is old TV. It's a plasma. You don't want to game on something like this because the latency and all that would be bad. But anyway, back to this setup right here. So these monitors have been very nice to me. Some people get like crazy. I kind of do want to get a third monitor to sit like right here, right? That will sit right there, like very nice. But that is time to tell. Now this is my camera that I use as an ability to, it turns, this camera is not like of course it's not a webcam, but the reason why I'm able to use it because I use the Elgato Cam Link, which turns any kind of DSLR, or this is a mirrorless Sony camera, into a camera source, so OBS or XSplit will be able to see it. And I really like this because what's really cool as well is that there is a variety to it. And this right here is a wide angle lens. The wide angle lens allows me to basically sit really close to this thing right here, and it won't look like I'm all up in the camera. So that's what's really nice about it, this wide camera lens that I just got. So if you checked out my streams, you'll see a difference. But this is connected with here we go. Sorry, this is connected with a battery that's essentially making it so it turns on, it doesn't run out of battery at all because it's going straight to the power source. And then the mini HDMI cable goes all the way down there to the Elgato. This is my HDMI switch. The HDMI switch allows me to use multiple inputs without having to disconnect everything. If you can see right here, I basically did cable management as well. And the cable management, I had to label everything. I haven't had time to take it off because I'm about to move again and I have to redo everything. So the HDMI switch goes to an HDMI splitter, which is underneath the desk, and allows me to keep the stream going without having to unplug and deplug everything. Not necessary, but it's nice to have convenience because, again, convenience is key when it comes to all these things. Moving over here, this is the Bungee from Razer. This is a Bungee cable that protects, that doesn't let your mouse get cut. This is a death adder. Now it's basically, it's all for, you know, the smooth glide, so it could feel like a wireless thing, and you could do all this kind of crazy stuff. Now you know, it's just, I wanted to have it because it keeps the desk clean, and I kind of like it. Now I don't have like a big, as you see, I don't have like a big mouse pad to go and the big arm drag movement or anything like that, but maybe one day we'll get there. But yeah, the Steel Series mouse pad. Anyway, so I got the Bungee right there just to make things a little bit more streamlined. Coming right back over here, this is my Behringer audio mixer. Very bare bones. I had this for years, and it's not really, I don't have my gaming PC or streaming PC hooked up to it. It's just very, very simple to what I have. All I have is just my Shure SM7B hooked up to it, and that's it. And this right here is a line in cable that goes to the streaming PC, so you could hear myself on the mic. I know other people have so many things hooked up to it. They have all these different components at work, but for me, just this is as simple. I know you can get an audio interface as well, but I have been doing this for a while, and I want to keep it simple, and I don't want to change too much, but I am gonna most likely get the Go XLR whenever that comes out. This right here, this is very, very important to the whole thing, because I recently got into cable management. This right here, what it does, this is where the power supply is, and so all the cables and everything like that go into it and then shoot out the bottom, and it just keeps a very nice, clean atmosphere. And I feel like when your workspace is cluttered, you can't really focus on being creative. Now, let's talk about the microphone. Now, the microphone is probably the second most expensive thing I have here. This is the guide right here that makes things a little bit very, very simple. It negates this big auditorium sound that you have. This is the Shure, what is that? SM7B. Yeah, I got that right. This is the Shure SM7B, and I invested a lot of money in this, knowing that this would be the last microphone that I would ever have to buy. And you don't have to go all out for your microphone setup. What you're gonna do is, this is the end game. That's the word I'm looking for. This is the end game. Like I said, I started off with a Snowball, in the Blue Yeti, and then I upgrade to this. Now this goes to an XLR right here. Let me get this focused. The XLR cable going all the way to the mixer, right? No, actually, it doesn't go to the mixer. It keeps going, bypass the mixer to this right here. This is a Cloudlifter. This is like $150, but what this Cloudlifter does is that it allows the gain, or it unlocks the power of that Shure SM7B, and I don't have to do much over here because everything is here, and it just makes it so much nicer, and it creates a crisp, clean sound. And that's why it's the must. I always say that your audio is probably the most important thing, because a lot of people listen to your videos or watch your streams off without looking at it, and if it sounds good, they're gonna stick around. Of course, as you see in this and many setup videos, this is the rodeo arm right here. It's like the road, there you go, Rhodes arm. That's all like $100. It's the standard. I kind of want to get a different arm that is less obtrusive. There's some streamlines ones, but man, they're expensive. They're like $300. It's insane. It's insane. Now, on to the next thing right here. This little guy is so important. Now, this little guy is a keyboard peripheral sharer, and what this does, it allows you to use your keyboard and mouse to 2 different towers at the same time with a touch of a button. That is really cool, because before, when I first got this dual PC setup, I had 2 keyboards and I had 2 mouses, and no, I hated it, and I was like, wow, why did I do this? And then, which I'll get into it, the person that built my custom PC says you need to get yourself one of these doodads, and I highly recommend it if you're gonna do a dual PC setup. Of course, this is the PlayStation Pro, powerhouse console, simply the best. The PlayStation Pro, it's been my I did upgrade, of course, from the PlayStation 4, the first wave of all that, so the PlayStation Pro has been really good to me. This little dude right here, this little guy right here is the Elgato Stream Deck. The Elgato Stream Deck is so good. It turns your streams from just a regular stream into like a broadcast professional streams with the various types of transitions that you can do. And I highly recommend this guy if you're gonna step up your gaming streaming, because this guy, again, this Elgato, of course, this guy, like I said, just adds a whole layer of creativity. And you can not only use it in OBS and XSplit, but you can use it in various programs throughout your Windows PC. And I highly recommend it. I cannot stress it enough. You could play music, you could pause music, you can assign all these buttons. And if that is just a little bit out of your budget, they sent me this little guy right here, the Stream Deck Mini. Now, as you can see, it is the little brother to the Stream Deck, but I have no idea how to use it. I most likely will use it I want to get into creating sound effects and things of that sort for the stream, but I haven't implemented yet to my stream. It's just been so busy these days. But they actually sent me this. Is the only thing they sent me. So even this is powerful enough just to, you know, have multiple folders, and you can have multiple assigned things to it. And again, it will step up your stream. It is a lifesaver. Rather than clicking around on a mouse, you could really do it. And again, these were products that I used way before I was sponsored. So I cannot stress how much that I recommend these things, at least to get you step up your game and just to make things convenient. Everything's about convenience when it comes to streaming. The keyboard itself is a Black Widow, and that is the Death Adder. Now, a lot of you guys surprisingly talked about this desk. I was quite surprised when I put up a Instagram post for my cable management that you guys were interested in this desk. This desk is not a desk that you can buy. It is, in terms of out the box, it is a custom desk. It is an IKEA hack that I highly recommend. Now, this top part is a kitchen countertop that you could essentially get and then, you know, cut to whatever size that you want. And unfortunately for my setup right here, my wife and I, we both agreed that this should be flush with this PAX right here. But what ended up happening was, as you can see, it's just not that wide enough for me. But I highly recommend this setup because it is so flexible and it is so amazing to have. I mean, I cannot stress to you, let me move this here. I cannot stress to you how wide it is. Let me back up as far as I can. How great of a just a convenience it has to the entire thing. And it's just the kitchen countertop, which is like dirt cheap, I think like $60 or so. And then it has these these bookshelf, or these drawers are called Alex drawers or Alexa drawers or something, and they're just sitting on top of it, and that's it. And it's heavy enough to support, it's strong enough to support anything, and you could put all your like cables and miscellaneous gear and all this kinds of stuff. And I highly recommend a hack like this because it is limitless in what you can do compared to a regular desk setup. So yeah, IKEA Hack It. You get one of these bad boys, you could cut it, you could drill holes into it, and the cool thing about it, it's scratch resistant as well. It is since it's a kitchen countertop, it's scratch resistant, and as well as that it is you know, you can't stain it. So that's what's really cool about this thing. I highly recommend it. Now, going down to the bottom, this right here was the OG of the entire setup. Without this guy, it would not be happening. This is one where I went from a MacBook Pro to this tower when I built my own PC. This is my own build. I will have the description as best as I can, but this took my rendering time from 5 hours down to 20, and I could tell you, wow, what a godsend when that happened. It's really been nice. I think it has a 980 card in it. It's an i7 from the top of my head. I think 16 RAM, the 16 gigs of RAM. The point is, it has been really cool that I've been able to keep this thing for a long time, and without your support, it wouldn't be possible to have. And that really, this is like what really set the channel apart. It allowed me to put out a lot more YouTube videos, and it's still to this day, it's my editing bad boy. And that was my first and most likely the only PC that I would ever build, because let me tell you why. This one, this guy right here, this is the Be Quiet monster. It's on right now, and you can't barely tell because it's not making any sense. Again, don't pay attention to those wires. Okay, don't pay attention to these wires. This guy was actually built by a great friend of mine, well, new friend of mine, PowerGPU. PowerGPU is the man when it comes to these kinds of things, because PowerGPU is a former content creator and a Twitch streamer, so he knows what it takes in terms of equipment and what you need. Basically, I talked to him for about an hour and we put together this rig right here, and he built it and he sent it to me, and it's amazing. This thing could run Fortnite at 240 FPS consistently, and it is going to be my future workhorse when it comes to gaming PC. I really wanted to get a gaming PC so I could go ahead and, you know, take on that new frontier, that new challenge, and I highly recommend PowerGPU on Twitter at PowerGPU, and that is the guy is changing a lot for me, and it's amazing. Like the one thing I said is, like, you don't want the equipment to make who you are. This is definitely an extension of me, because what I really want to say, PowerGPU is good people, right? And that's my main message throughout this whole entire setup, is that you want to surround yourself with good people, and he's one of them. And you guys are good people who are supporting the channel, and I really do appreciate you guys supporting the channel in that way. That's a very old gaming chair. I need to get a new one. I could have gone with any kind of building programs like NZXT, all those kinds of things, but I went with PowerGPU because not only a lot of content creators trust him, but at the same time, you know, he's out there doing the same thing that I'm doing. He's a family man. He's grinding out his business. He just went full time, and I myself went full time in March. So you can want to support those kinds of people. You want to support people who are hustling just like you to make the dream work. And that's the end of the video, man. I really appreciate you guys watching this video, my first ever setup video, and I hope it went really well. A lot of learning process. Again, the last vlog I did was when I was in Toronto, so if you might want to check that out as well. But again, special shout out to Elgato. Elgato is the one that's sponsoring this video, and Elgato is letting me do this giveaway for this HD60S, and this is a card that's really a fantastic card, a lot better than the card I had way back when I first started with the Elgato capture card. And I'm really thankful that they are allowing me to do this giveaway and sponsoring the channel, simply because I like I said in the very beginning, I could start someone else's career, or I could get someone else going. It was really cool, and it's the one thing I want to leave with you guys, is that it's been like a really cool reflection to see how we first started, right? We started off with the cardboard box lighting and the Blue Yeti, and now we're all the way here with all this kind of crazy stuff, and it's all thanks to you guys' support. And the metaphor that I've always been using for the longest time is pounding the rock, right? Your goal, your dreams is this big boulder, and you're just this rock breaker, and you're just going at it. Now, you can't expect to break the rock with one mighty swing. It's gonna take thousands and thousands and thousands of swings grinding to break that rock. And along the way, you'll see a crack in it, and you'll say, wow, okay, I'm making some progress. And this video is a progress to that. And one day we will get that big break, and we'll break that rock in half. But hey, man, we see a lot of cracks right now in that rock. So hopefully in the journey that you have, just keep at it, keep going, keep hustling. And yeah, man, and that's what's really cool about this video, is it's like finally we're able to do some stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more vlogs for you guys. If you'd like this video, please let me know in the comments down below. I apologize for the audio. I know it's not 100% great. I couldn't find my lab mic, this little lapel mic, so to speak. So hopefully it's not too bad, and I hope you enjoyed this look. And we're gonna say goodbye to this house in less than a week, and hopefully we'll do we'll video. I'm full of hope. That's what it's all about going into New Year. So happy New Year's to everybody who are watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, oh yeah, peace. Adios, guys. Oh wait, I gotta do that vlogger thing right there. Boop.